make him an offer he can't refuse.
But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
You think you can take me? You need a fucking army you're gonna take me!
You shit-kicking, stinky horse-smelling motherfucker, you!
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Say hello to my little friend!
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Hello everyone, welcome back to Eternal Midnight. I'm here again with Chad.
Hey, what's up guys?
And we are here with another special episode of Christmas and Crime. And we're doing the Christmas side of it. We just covered Godfather and Godfather Part 2 last week. And now we're doing Rise of the Guardians. So Chad, I mean, like, this is your first time watching Rise of the Guardians. And it's weird because it's not actually technically a Christmas movie because it takes place during Easter. But it has Santa Claus and the main character is Jack Frost. So we're putting it on there. So
yeah, it really is an Easter movie because it like the finale takes place like on Easter Sunday at night.
Exactly. So Chad, what do you think of Rise of the Guardians? Do you like it? Do you think it was just okay, or nah, you didn't like it at all?
Nah, it was fun. I generally like most things that DreamWorks puts out, and this one for some reason always like escaped me. So when you put it on the list, I was like, okay, good. It's a good excuse to watch it. Like, what I like about DreamWorks is like they're not afraid to go a little further than Pixar does when it comes to like their stories. Like they kind of are just like the not well, usually their movies are pretty successful financially and critically, I'd say for the well, they used to be. They're not really anymore, I don't think. But no, I liked it. It was fun. The only problem I think I had with it was it's like I don't think they went far enough in some places. Like I almost feel like they could have done with a few more there could have been a few more like holiday icons or certain icons who were a part of this. Like all we really had was Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Santa, and the Sandman, and Jack Frost and the Boogeyman. It's like I felt like there was more that they could have done. Like where was Cupid or something? You know what I mean?
I mean, like, to be honest, I did like I like the amount of creativity that they kind of put in here. I mean, like you can tell that the directors really and the writers really put their creative juices to mind because it's a unique premise. You know, it's like the holiday icons of every like major holiday. You have the Sandman.
Some of them.
Exactly. You have the Sandman who brings dreams. You have the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Santa, and even the Man on the Moon. Like the first time I watched it, I was surprised that was like oh my gosh, a big thing because like the Man on the Moon is like a really old legend, and having that in the story is amazing. I did like it, and I did like what the lore they had, the lore which like you know, back then pitch black ruled the world and he was the boogeyman giving nightmares and fear, but the Man in the Moon gave these icons to like pacify the kids and make them feel happy, which I think, you know, if we're being honest, I think it's how the parents did back then. I think back then they were all these kids were afraid of the boogeyman in the dark, so these parents made up these legends of the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Sandman, and Santa to really make the kids feel safe and secure. So I think, you know, in a way that story is kind of true because they were able to actually make these legends to make sure that the kids feel all right and they have the whole season to it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's awesome. I like the creativity there, and I actually really like Jack Frost as the main character. You know, you think he's a carefree Han Solo-ish type, but then like he actually has a past, and we actually see what's going on. I mean, personally, that's what I think. I mean, what about you?
Yeah, I liked his backstory of basically like that saving his sister right before like he got killed. I thought that was extremely interesting how it's like the Man in the Moon was like watching, and then it's like as soon as he was like about to die, the Man in the Moon saved him. it just, I almost wonder though, like, because I remembered back to the beginning where it's like he kind of like woke up and then like flew out of the water. It's almost like, I think it was like nighttime when that happened, and I'm like, didn't he fall in the water during the day? Did they just give up on him? Oh, he fell in. Forget this kid then.
Yeah, that was like a weird time frame. I didn't understand that because like at the beginning.
But I mean, and what I always like about what DreamWorks does is they always get such like interesting actors and actresses to do the voices for these
Yeah.
characters. Like Chris Pine as Jack Frost, that was perfect. Uh, Alec Baldwin as Santa, couldn't really tell it was him, but did a cool job. But Hugh Jackman as the Easter Bunny was awesome.
Yes, I really liked Hugh Jackman's Easter Bunny. He was hilarious. He had great comedic timing, and you know
he was hilarious. He was great.
The Easter Bunny Australian, which I thought was really hilarious. And what I find underrated is Isla Fisher as the Tooth Fairy.
Exactly. Yeah, she was good. And then don't forget our boy Jude Law as the Boogeyman.
Oh, I
thought he was great. That guy has such a good voice.
That was so good. He can ooze terrifying when he wants to.
And what I love about it, DreamWorks is what they do is like, it's just some of the visuals that they're able to do. Like one of my personal favorite shots was when he was like taunting Jack when Jack was looking for his lost memories. And they showed a scene of Pitch like backing up into the darkness. And like right before all of him faded, all you saw was like his eyes and his evil grin. And it's like, it's little things like that DreamWorks does. And I'm like, that is perfect. Like, oh, that was so cool to see because it was perfect for the Boogeyman.
Because like you can tell like maybe like to some kids all he needed was to do that and like show his eyes and his evil grin, like that's perfect. That's perfect. I think one of my favorite shots is like I know this is kind of morbid, but like when he killed Sandman, because it was a nice it was a nice combination of like of bright gold and this dark blackness enveloping, and Sandman's just using his whips to like he's trying to kill all Pitch's like dark horses, and Pitch uses an arrow like and he kills him. Bam. Or he doesn't kill him, he eventually comes back, but like later at the end.
I thought we were gonna lose the Tooth Fairy before the movie was over too. I thought she was gonna die.
Yeah, same. But I think what this movie really is that it's a really heartwarming film. It's like it's for kids of all ages, you know, like if you believe in whatever you believe, and if you believe in whatever holiday spirit is out there, whether it is the Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Sandman, Santa, it's all here. And I do think it's awesome that they did that. And it's basically like an Avengers for holiday.
Yeah, it's like a little kid's
Avengers.
Like it's almost like a little kid's Avengers type thing, where it is cool watching a team of like holiday icons come together like that. And I think that's why like when I was a kid, like I wanted to see it, but like I said, for some reason I just never got around to it. And I don't know why, because it's like as soon as I saw it, I was like, shoot, a movie with the Easter Bunny, Jack Frost, the Tooth Fairy, Santa, all in the same thing. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. Yeah. And and I think it came out, when did it come out? It was like 2012.
Yeah.
I still want a sequel. I think a sequel could be cool. Expand the lore a little bit. Make suddenly like 5 new Guardians have to join the team or something. And it's like, like I said, I think they even said it in the movie at some point when they were talking to the Man in the Moon, and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, a new Guardian is being chosen. And they're like, who could it be? And one of them, I think the Easter Bunny was like, oh, let it be the leprechauns or something like that. It's like, there's still these other legends, creatures out there. Get this group bigger or something, or maybe like an anti-legends team or something. I don't know, like other like scary legends that they could like pit against them, not just the Boogeyman.
Yeah, I like you like if this. It sucks this movie never got a sequel because it didn't get that much money. But like, if they ever do make a sequel, like I'd like to see Santa fight Krampus. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, stuff like that would be cool. Like maybe like all of their dark doppelgangers or something like that. Even though I don't think Easter has, like a doppelganger. But it's like I'm sure they could come up with something. I know it's based on a book series, which I haven't read, so I'm sure there's more stories in it than just this one. But I feel like they've barely tapped into this world. I think I think there's more that they could do, and I want to see them show more of it.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the things that I do like about it is, um, like I said before, this movie really has heart. It's a very heartfelt movie. I think one of my favorite scenes is when everyone's like all the lights have gone out, everyone's not believing in anyone, and then there's like that one kid who still believes. It's Jack Frost's selfless act that he makes the Frost turn like he makes the window go frosty, and then he puts the Easter egg in the bunny to to show that to show that it's real. And when it's because of selfless act that makes the kid still believe it. It's that's when the kid says Jack Frost, and that's when he can see them. I like that implication. Like, oh, because Jack Frost did something selfless, he can now be seen as another guardian. Because before he was just like caring for himself, like, oh, snow day and all that. But now it's like he wants to help the kids. He actually gives a damn, which I think is a great character development. I mean, like Jack Frost's arc is like, I mean, like, I'm not saying it's like the best, it's like Michael Corleone, where like you see his like transformation from like kind man to gangster. But Jack Frost's arc in this movie is like very, very well done. I mean, like when at first he thinks that I'm just some guy who wants to have fun and not give a damn, but like when he actually focuses up and says like, oh, I'm a guy who can give fun on the bad days of kids. I really did like that.
Yeah, when he realized like what his actual purpose is alongside what the Easter Bunny, Santa, and the Tooth Fairy do. He's like, I actually have a job to do, and I need to start, doing it and living up to it, and being like that, the guardian of the kids across the world.
Right. Exactly. And I just, I just liked it a lot. And if there are any negatives, I'd say that I think this movie focused way too much on like the more famous guardians. Like, you don't get a lot of Sandman. Yeah, but we don't get a lot of him. Maybe he dies like halfway through, and then he comes back at the very end. But then like there's like 5 minutes left in the movie, so we really don't get much of him. And that's why I'm saying this movie is one of those movies I want a sequel. I want to see more Guardians. I want to see are there evil doppelgangers of them? Do they exist?
Yeah, I agree. My only thing is like same as you said. I feel like they didn't go far enough. I feel like there's more to this world, and I want to see more of it. So, come on, DreamWorks, quit making like crappy films. Give us more. Give us more Rise of the Guardians.
I want them to. I really want them to come back with this because like it is really a creative world. I want to honestly see like maybe in the future if this really works, like Man in the Moon. What are his powers? Like, does he actually live on the moon, or is he controlling the moon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I'm looking at like DreamWorks list, and it's like they haven't like aside from How to Train Your Dragon 3, it's like nobody wants Abominable or Croods. I mean, I don't think the Croods did very well. What else? Trolls? Who gives a damn about Trolls? It's like, come on, go back to the stuff like the Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, because 3 was junk. Don't make stuff like Home. Don't make Penguins of Madagascar.
Yeah,
Don't make Boss Baby. I don't know why that made any money, because that was junk too. It's like, go back to giving us stuff that has like heart to it and is actually like good.
Exactly.
And is like, so it's supposed to be like something like Kung Fu Panda. I mean, Kung Fu Panda was exactly what it was. You look at it and you go, this looks and sounds stupid. But then you watch it and it's like, that's the ultimate don't judge a book by its cover, because Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 are awesome. And it's like, I feel like DreamWorks could get back to it. So it's like, come on, give us a sequel to this and go further and give us something big, give us something dark, but give us something with major heart. I think they can do it.
Stop doing your Boss Baby cash grabs. No one really wants that. Like, a sequel with actual, like, like it bums me out, honestly, that we've never seen a sequel to this world, because it's a fascinating world, a world where all the holiday icons actually exist. It's amazing. You could do so much with that. I mean, like you could tell, like, okay, Pitch Black was the arch enemy of the Sandman, technically, because he was giving nightmares while Sandman's giving dreams. So there's an arch enemy for the Sandman. Wouldn't it mean Krampus would exist, as like I mentioned? Like, is there like a dark tooth fairy that like gives like nails or something instead of like money, like, or instead of like quarters? Is there a dark tooth fairy? Is there like Hugh Jackman, or the Easter Bunny mentioned leprechauns? So it is such a shame that this never got a sequel. I mean, like, it obviously implied that there was. I mean, like, Jack Frost just became the new Guardian. What happened after? Like, what happened after? I think who Jack Frost's enemy would be, when like, if they ever make a sequel, the Ice Queen. The Ice Queen was a legend that Frozen technically, got and remade it for kids. But in reality, the Ice Queen was this dark evil queen who stayed in her castle and like gave like snowstorms, like really terrible hurricanes, because she was mad. So maybe like that can be the villain for part two, like an evil Ice Queen, and like Jack has to stop her. And then it turns out, I'm just like really brainstorming here, that maybe the Ice Queen was like Jack's sister who turned evil because she believed that Jack died and blames the Guardians for it. Maybe, never know. It's possible. It could be a nice like idea. I'm just throwing it out there into the universe. Like, maybe that's one thing we can do.
Yeah, so it was fun, and I want a sequel. That's about all I've got for the movie.
Same. So yeah, so Rise of the Guardians was a really nice, fun kids movie. And yeah, it's not necessarily Christmas, because again, it falls on an Easter Sunday, the finale and all that. But like, it does have its Christmas spirit and the power of belief, and I did like it. I did like that. I'm Santino, and thank you for watching this episode of Christmas and Crime. Next week, we'll be covering the final chapter in the Godfather trilogy, and an iconic gangster movie that I will not say right now, but I think if you've seen Home Alone, you know where we're going with that. All right.
Damn right.
I'm Santino, signing off.
I'm Chad. Have a good night.